Good morning, everybody, and welcome to all of you who have reached us here at the headquarters of Biennale in the Sala delle Colonne, and welcome to those that are connected with us on the Biennale website to follow with this live streaming session of this presentation of the dance, music, and theater programming of Biennale with the respective directors, Caterina Barbieri for music, Sir McGregor for dance, and Willem Dafoe for the theater. We will open up the press conference with the contribution from Pietrangelo Buttafuoco, the president of Biennale di Venezia, whom I invite to come to the podium.
Understanding art, in performing art, as such are both dance, music, and theater. Well, this understanding doesn't require an objective attitude, but rather it overcomes any subjective essence, because understanding art requires us as the audience and them as the artists, requires us and them to be in a generative attitude. Indeed, art, the making of art, specifically in this performing disciplines, is not a tool, is not an object in the hands of the maker, but rather it is the essential permanence of beauty, which expects and waits, as is always happening in the art-making process, to reveal itself. Hence, it is up to us, the audience, it is up to them, the artists, to lend our ears, to lend our steps, to lend our presence, so as to own this understanding. Hence, understanding art, we may generate what comes beyond. It is the mark-making of the myth with Sir McGregor. It is these start within with Caterina Barbieri. And with Willem Dafoe, it is the embodiment of theater, the heart-beating embodiment, and it is the heart of the making and producing the ascesis, the generational ascesis of dance, music, and theater. Thank you all. thank to the directors. Thank you to all those who contributed to the making of art in this wonderful season of dance, music, and theatre. And I'm extremely pleased and joyful, as is typical with the heart-beating machines of dance, music, and theatre. And it is with this heart-beating feeling that I'd like to thank you all. I'd like to thank the Ministry for Entertainment and Culture, because it is thanks to the funding, to contribution of funds that is making our work possible. I'd like to thank the Veneto Region Authority for their support to the programs of dance, music, and theatre by the Biennale di Venezia. And most specifically, I would also like to thank Rolex, which is an already partner of the Architecture Festival, and which is now becoming also a sponsor for Biennale Danza. I would also like to thank RAI, the Italian Broadcasting Company, which is a media partner of dance, music, and theatre sectors. I'd like to thank Vela, Venezia, Unica, and I would also like to thank the Municipality of Venice and the Fondazione Marghera, the Foundation Carlo Goldoni, and Fenice. I'd like to thank the Museum Hall of Venice, and I'd like to thank the Ministry for Culture. I'd like to thank the Navy, who are our close neighbors. And again, thank you all. Thank you to my former colleagues. Thank you to all the professionals of the media. Thank you for following closely the activity and the festivals. Thanks to Caterina, Barbieri, Sir Wayne, McGregor, Willem, Dafoe, will put together a unique entertainment for the international scene. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let's proceed. Let's move on. We will present the 69th International Festival of Contemporary Music that will be held from the 11th to the 25th of October here in Venice. This will be presented by the director, Caterina Barbieri. They'll show a short video before that, and then we shall have the speech by Caterina Barbieri. Good morning, everybody. And I would like to thank the President for this wonderful introduction. I'm very happy to be here today in Venice to show you an introduction of the Music Biennale that will be held from the 11th to the 25th of October. The title of this edition of contemporary music is The Star Within. This title takes inspiration from a poetic and symbolic image of music as the star within. Music as a wish for vastness, for endlessness, an ecstatic contemplation of something that can't be known. So we want to explore the issue of cosmic music. We want to focus on the idea of music as the portal of music into endlessness and infinity. In this perspective, music is seen as a vibration that permeates the cosmos and traverses us with ecstasies. All matter, human and non-human, for molecules to the motion of planets, are included in this. In the ecstasies of listening, this vibration opens us up to a vibration that connects us with the other, with the unknown. It is in this resonance that music responds to the ancient and modern men to establish a dialogue with something that is bigger than us, something that goes well beyond the borders of the ego, and that makes us more closer to the dimension of something that can't be said and known. So in this intimate resonance with the universe, we deeply listen. This is the very root of empathy, listening. It is in this deep listening of the other to the other, it is in this transcendence that music can find its social and political dimension. It can help us today to go well beyond an anthropocentric way of thinking. We can experiment new ways of coexisting, respecting the constellations of human and non-human entities that transverse our universe. This empathy and exercise is particularly significant today. We have to navigate the uncertainty of the very survival of our human species in this scenario of global collapse and continuous crisis that we have to come to terms with on a daily basis. Cosmic music, we were saying, this is not just a genre or a style. It is a horizon of meaning that leads us to the generative power of music. It can create new worlds going well beyond usual notions of gender, for example. We want to go well beyond external locations. We want to be able to listen in an immersive way. We want to celebrate the generative power of music. It is a cosmogony, the spark of new worlds that can evolve autonomously. As a curator can state that we are rooted in minimalism. We want to explore connections between the past and the present. We want to take into account a different genre of music that are apparently distant geographically and in other terms. So we will focus on folk music, techno, and Afrofuturism. In my activity for Biennale Musica, I would like to give us the possibility to have a glance on music. It should be as fluid as possible, and we should represent the world of music in its diverse image. There is a metamorphic power in music. It has an innate ability to change and mutate through the centuries. In the ecstasies of listening, the rigid notions of time and space are dissolved. In this sense, music teaches us a lot on the relativity and the limits of human perception. In this, music is similar to Venice and its vocation for change, the interplay of different reflexes, the permanent movement of water and light that dissolves borders and opens us up to the space of infinity. This dimension is a sort of psychedelic. and it expands our perceptive horizons, and it resonates with the philosophy of this festival and with the very morphology, the shape of Venice. After this introduction, I'm very happy to introduce some of the projects that will be presented at the festival. This is a part of the final program that will be unveiled in its detail later on. I would like to start from the opening day of the festival that will be inaugurated by a procession of boats through the canals of Venice to give back to the sound its value of a collective right, in line with the idea of the festival to favor different ways of listening, going well beyond the static character of concerts. This project is a new commission of Biennale Musica to the Bolivian Cecchimanani Condori that focuses on ideas of gender and backgrounds. There will be a live concert of the artist together with her brother Joshua Canton. And another premiere, world premiere, in the opening evening will be Traveling Line by Rafael Torel from Portugal. We will explore the synthesis of electronic music and free jazz through the expressive possibility of electric guitars in a dialogue with acoustic soloists. Peral was able to collaborate with Alvis Desiet, Tim Libok, and other artists. This work was presented here in Biennale, was developed together with Spectral Evolution, his masterpiece that marked his return to electric guitars. Similarly, Traveling Live pursues a synthesis between microtonal music and cosmic openings in electroacoustic improvisation. Yet another world premiere at the opening concert is the one by Nikiwi, the Belgian Congo artist, who will present his research into ethnographic archaeology of music. He carried out investigations of sound and video archives that focus on paranormal phenomena. The multidisciplinary techniques he follows combine together the music of Central and Western Africa and rise industrial music to explore into the historic memory, and he also explores states of trance. Another absolute premiere in the opening evening will be Into the Blue by Bendik Niske, a Norwegian artist well known for his singular practice of the saxophone. He sings and uses microphone in contact with the body of the musician to expand the expressive limits of this instrument. We are also very happy to announce the music of Catherine Christian Enix, a multidisciplinary artist from Sweden who recently passed away. She was a pioneer in the field of electroacoustic minimalist music. She was the spiritual mother of this vision of the festival. Sound is seen as a transcending practice, going to explore the laws of the universe. And then we will have the ensemble originally founded by Anix. They will gather here for a site-specific performance that pays a homage to the Swedish musician who passed away at the end of 2023. We will also have Ellen Arkro, another Swedish musician who collaborated with Catherine Christian Enix, even though she belongs to a much younger generation, much younger than Enix. and she will be presenting here at Biennale Music a new composition, something that was commissioned by the festival. We will see how she focuses on the active participation of the spectator, of the viewer, the listener, an invitation to be transformed into sound itself as a resonance with the theme of the festival, focusing on the element of perceptive transformation. Listening is a fundamental theme also in her work. And the work of Christian Enix, another figure who, together with Laurie Spiegel and Cesanciani, will participate in the festival and will represent feminine voices, women's voices that are often marginalized, and they were only recently rediscovered and adequately acknowledged. More specifically, Catherine Christer Enix was a unique figure for the richness of her artistic research that ranges from composition to performance and installation, to visual arts, poetry, and mathematics. Enix then was a leading figure of the minimalistic school of New York. She cooperated with Landon Kyang and Henry Finn. She studied with Penrat, a master of Hindustan music, whose practices in music have influenced her a lot in her vision of harmonic sound as a manifestation of the divine. She got a degree in mathematics, and she was also a visiting professor of logic at MIT. She was interested in poetry, art, and Islamic religion. Then she actually converted to the Islamic religion, and in particular the Sufi disciplines, as a means to get closer to divinity, to the divine. Another artist who's much younger and follows this sort of tradition and experiments with the fusion between acoustic instruments and electronic music is Agnese Minguzzato, who's Italian. She studied violin, a Renaissance instrument. She will present Undici with electronic guitar and an 8-chord instrument. Then Delamiwawi will present Picket Dreams, his new music project with Robinson Curry and another musician. This trio merges together the lyric aspects of Mignawi's voice with Baroque and opera influences, Sufi motives, and music coming from the Arab Peninsula. Albin Mignao is an Egyptian composer based in Paris. In the year 2023, he won an important award. He uses jazz and Arab music with reference also to his experience in the Arab Spring. And then we have the sound artist Yoshi Yafujita from Japan, who will present a site-specific work that uses the generative power of water by using organs and also the sound coming from water using specific microphones. Therefore, Venice will become a sort of resonance space for this dialogue with the liquid world, a sort of boat moving towards the cosmic space. And then we will have Alexei Perala, a Finnish artist who became a point of reference in the world of electronic music innovation for his research into microtonal scale, whose frequencies are alien and very far from the Western temperament. the co-founder of Reflex Record, was also a follower of Colonne, and Alexi Perel has built up a mythology of this music alchemy that explores into the metaphysic aspects of the sequence of these frequencies. And for the closing evening for the festival, we will have Edgar Kay, a young and polyedric artist based in Stockholm, that will present an immersive experience. He is a co-founder with Bloody and Tabo Digital of a collective that in recent years has become a cult, and he's followed by many young, passionate listeners of this sort of music. And then moving to the space outside Europe, we will also have the cello player based in Mexico City, Iglada Frati. Her practice mixes together classical music and avant-garde music. She will present a concert where the music she will be playing will be intertwined with the improvised music of Gilles Brun and other artists. Last but not least, I would like to move on with some projects that we were able to present in Berlin. I will be briefer in this case. We will have the European premiere of The Expanding Universe, a seminal work of the 1970 by Laurie Spiegel, another pioneer in electronic music. She was one of the first to have used creatively generative approaches to music. This album was included in the Golden Record that now is traveling light years away from us. Then we have Susan Chani, the artist of Diode, that will present in an unexpected collaboration with actress, the English producer, who merges together the studying of Chani on the Buchla music and his fluid and organic style with the eclectic rhythm of NRD Condensor of Acre. Another venerated measure of electronic music connected to dub and reg sonority is Derek Monoswald, the founder of Basic Channel in Germany, who in Venice will present the Italian premiere of Silenzio, a project in collaboration with a chorus of 16 voices that challenges the very borders of electroacoustic music and the traditions of chorus music. Another project that celebrates dialectic sounds between the past and the present is De La Voix, that shows here his approach presenting epitaph after wordness, a program where the Mass of Notre Dame of Guillaume de Bichot, a masterpiece of medieval music, establishes a dialogue with the great revolutionary musicians of the 20th century, like Xenakis. Another artist here is Phoenix, a figure that was extremely influential in the development of glitch and ambient music, who will present an expanded version conceived for Biennale Musica of his masterpiece Venice, that was originally recorded here in the year 2004 and recently published in an expanded version. Another special project that establishes a dialogue with the presence of water in Venice and its transit nature is the new work by the American avant-garde musician Willem Basinski, that here at Biennale Musica reimagines his past works, integrating also the sound produced by Vaporetti here with the music he composed in the past for this premiere in Venice. Then we will have Solo Fei, by Jakob Hullman, played by Enrico Malatesta, who's a singular voice in the world of music. Now he will present Occam Ocean, Occam 26, by another pioneer of electronic music present at Biennale, who has composed this acoustic solo just for the percussionist, the Italian percussionist that will play here. Then Fontana Mix Ensemble, based in Bologna, will propose a new repertoire that establishes a dialogue between two figures that come from different backgrounds, both historical and geographical, focusing on the metaphysic nature of sound. Giacinto Scelsi, on the one hand, the visionary composer that for whom we will celebrate the 125th anniversary of his birth, and Hosseini from Iran, that will present the first version of her new composition, The Sensitivity of Darkness. Another theme we will investigate into is techno music and Afrofuturism. And the idea of sound that emerges here is a vehicle through space and sound, space and time. Other artists radicate their tradition, their music in African tradition. We will have the musician Forrest Bound Jr. that will present here his project, Speaker Music, in an Italian premiere. He has become a point of reference in the investigation into African music. He connected his creations with speculative futurism and Afro music. Music is seen as a tool through which we can imagine new possible futures. This cosmological idea of the sound as a portal into the future is present also in the avant-garde work done by Craig in Detroit. He will be present here with some of his visionary musicians. We will also have the new installation by Maxime Benouk, who will present here the Italian premiere of Elevations, an installation that combines his work with the fragile sound of a self-built organ, taking inspiration from the melancholic music of past rave creations, when the body is relaxed and night is transformed into daylight. A project that comes here for the first time is the drone metal project of Colzano, known for its monolithic sound and the resonance and sound volume of his works. There are 35 countries that have sent us candidatures for Biennale College program of artistic residencies held here with a group of mentors that guide the participants through the creation of original works that are then presented within the festival. Amongst the mentors of the music college, coming from different fields of research into contemporary music, there are Ellen Arkroff, the Forrest Brown Jr., Cecchi Mammani Dondori, Enrico Dui, Lorenzo Senni, and Marcel Weber, and Dafoe. I hope I will be able to unveil details for all of the projects with the calendar and all of the indications concerning the locations and the complete program. I would like to thank you all for your kindest attention, and I hope you will come in large numbers on the occasion of the Star Within that will be held, I'll repeat that, from the 11th to the 25th of October this year.
Grazie.
Thank you.
Grazie, Caterina
Thank you to Caterina Barbieri. It is now the time to introduce the 19th edition of the International Festival of Contemporary Dance, which will be staged in Venice between July the 17th and the 2nd of August. Sir Wade McGregor, the director, will introduce it after a short video. Thank you.
Hi, hello everyone. It's with great pleasure we're here today to introduce you to the 19th International Festival of Contemporary Dance Myth Makers. Myths have played a crucial role throughout history by providing a framework for understanding existence, morality, and the cosmos. They aid us in expressing our fears, aspirations, and the mysteries of life. As societies evolve, so do their myths. In times of turmoil or transition, when traditional beliefs and structures begin to break down, humanity often seeks new narratives to navigate uncertainty and inspire hope. These fresh myths can emerge from various sources: science, philosophy, collective experiences shared across communities, and most importantly, from the vibrant realm of art. Consider the incredible creative acts of the past: the Nubian pyramids, the ancient cave paintings of Azerbaijan, the mosaics of Iran, the classical texts, music, sculpture, and poetry, as well as the extraordinary performance rituals, dances, and songs that continue to haunt, inspire, evoke, stimulate, challenge, and shake us. Through their creativity, artists have always been the myth makers of their day, and it is in their legacy that we delve into the depths of our inner selves while articulating universal truths that resonate across times and cultures. Artists are the myth makers of today too, and it is in their creativity that they craft ancient, speculative, and contemporary narratives in mark-making, modelling, writing, and performing to enchant, beguile, and endure. In a contemporary society with rapid technological advancements and global challenges, climate change and social inequality, there is an urgent need for myths that resonate with the human experience. These new narratives can foster a sense of connection, belonging, and purpose, guiding individuals and communities through difficult times. Myth-making is fundamentally an act of profound and multifaceted creativity, and this process offers a portal to transcendence, allowing us to leave behind our current selves and explore new realms. We, the audience, hope that the act of creation can inspire a shift within us, suggesting new perspectives for seeing, being, and understanding, thereby enriching our own journey. While fixity has its role, since nothing is made without decision-making, art invites viewers, listeners, readers, and players, each a creative cosmos in their own right, to experience, feel, interpret, and respond. Even seemingly unchanging stoneworks can be and can escape stasis and shapeshift through this engagement. Although its effects might be alchemical, creativity itself is not some mysterious calling. As humans, we each possess the gift of invention. Whether we access it most, some, or none of the time is a choice. Imagination is a universal trait. Everybody is born able to access and express unique ideas and conceptions. The urge to create is a powerful drive that compels us to explore and seek without any clear idea of what we might discover. It involves engaging, questioning, flowing, and making. And this process allows us to project a piece of our uniqueness, our you-ness, into the world. Our contributions can have a ripple effect, nourishing, inspiring, provoking, and generating creative energies that extend far beyond our own, often for epochs. Through movement, motion, and meaning, the dance artists of Biennale Danza 25 have created transformative modern myths that invite us to glimpse into alternate realities and explore diverse ways of existing. The rhythmic flow of their dance mirrors the complexities of life, allowing us to process emotions and express what often remains unspoken. As dancers embody their stories, they offer audiences a shared space for reflection, healing, and connection, illuminating paths of resilience and inspiration. In this shared experience, as we discuss what we've seen or compare it to what we've seen before, as we remember, process, and project, as we touch the work in a broad range of dimensions, we too become an integral part of the myth-making, intoxicating, powerful, and alive. Or as C.S. Lewis once wrote, we seek an enlargement of our being. In our own way, then, we too are the creative myth-makers of today. For the Biennale Danza 2025, we will evolve our 5 strands of our program: our live strand, our installations, collaborations, archive talks and films, and the Biennale College. We're delighted this year to commission and co-commission new work for this festival, 8 world premieres, and co-commissions that present 7 European premieres and 5 Italian premieres, from iconic dance world leaders to emerging innovative new voices. Over 160 artists live in Venice, with more than 75 events across 17 days. Past themes have focused on the uniqueness of our physical intelligence, touch, interaction, interoception, our chemical self, and sensation. And this year, we will concentrate on the fluency that unites these discrete elements in a creative exchange to tell both linear and non-linear narratives, how we utilize creativity to tell stories in a multiplicity of ways. All of the artists invited to this year speak to this theme, and no more so than the linchpins of the festival, our golden and silver lions. Our golden lion for 2025 is the US modern dance legend Twyla Tharp. and she is nothing short of a phenomenon. Her revolutionary contributions to the global dance ecology are unrivaled, with work that combines rigor and play, classical discipline and ballet technique with modern dance and natural movements, and radically innovative choreography for stage and film. Beginning the Biennale Danza 25, as Tharp celebrates her 60th choreographic anniversary and her 84th birthday, with the European premiere of her groundbreaking new collaboration with music icon Philip Glass. A breathtaking dance set to Glass's music, performed live by Third Coast Percussion on a unique collection of custom-designed percussion instruments. Our silver lion, Carolina Bianchi, is a Brazilian playwright, author, and performer based in Amsterdam. She mixes literary, visual, and cinematic references in her work, filled with musical mashups to confront reality. Her research inhabits spaces between theatre, performance, and dance, addressing issues of gender in crisis, sexual violence, and art history. In 2023, Bianchi premiered the controversial first chapter of her trilogy, The Bride and Goodnight Cinderella, delving into the profound horrors of sexist violence, akin to a Dante-esque descent into the realms of hell, immersing us in a space where memories intertwine and become indistinct. Bianchi will present chapter 2 of her provocative and confrontational trilogy, Cadella Forza, The Brotherhood, delving into the complexity of some pacts of masculinity, the origins of brotherhood between men, and their codes inscribed in violence. Bianchi creates a challenging dialogue between dramaturgy and trauma, possession and radical poetry, the origins of misogyny and sexuality in crisis. Investing in artists to create the work that they want to make has always been our vision for the Biennale Danza. And our Silver Lions are often mid-career artists who are not only celebrated in Venice, but also are awarded a financial prize to support their significant next project. Tao Yi and Duan Ni from Tao Dance Theatre, winners of the Silver Lion at Biennale Danza 23, returned to Venice for the European premiere of 2 new works from their numerical series 16 and 17, a co-commissioned by Biennale Danza, a series that production after production develops their innovative approach to movement through the technique known as the circular movement system, a dance marked by a ritualistic repetition of the body's natural movements, which focuses viewers' attention to a gesture devoid of all ornamentation. Conceived on the basis of a simple creative concept and a pure aesthetic of the body, the 2 new pieces in the series focus in 16 on all the movements of the head, which its most hidden and least visible area becomes the linchpin of movement, and in 17 explores the relationship between the shape of sound and the movement of the body, or as they describe it, a kinesthetic imagining of sound. In an Italian premiere and Biennale co-commission with dance maverick William Forsyth, who collaborates with Ralph Rubberlegs Yassit, Riley Watts, Matt Luke, and Brigel Joker, and the JA Collective, in a new work that explores the origins of folk dance, hip-hop, and ballet. This choreography highlights movement as a universal language that transcends cultural barriers and fosters deeper connections. The dancers engage in a dialogue about their styles, celebrating both their similarities and their differences. Virginie Brunel's imagination is filled with a theme of awe and wonder. The European premiere of Fables is set at Mont Verita, the famous mountain that was the birthplace of an idealistic micro-society in the early 1900s, which preceded the hippie counterculture of the 1960s. Against the backdrop of the chaos of an era turned upside down, Fables projects us into fantastical spaces from which larger-than-life characters emerge. contemporary female architects who paved the way to freedom from invisible yet real barriers, a universe of great evocative power, echoing a crying need for utopia, hope, and humanity. The darkness and creative beauty that Marcus Moreau has been developing over the last 15 years in different fields is as enigmatic as it is universal, as rebellious as it is fatalistic. In a world premiere and Biennale co-commission from him and his eponymous company La Veronelle, Death and Spring, is certain to engage and surprise. Based on the posthumous and unfinished but not incomplete work of Catalan author Merce Rodoreda, Moreau builds an allegory about creative freedom, social commitment, and the ability that art offers us for salvation, and a refuge to confront the anguish of the creation-destruction cycle in which we're all immersed. Every year, we hold a call out for young choreographers, one for Italian companies and choreographers, and one for international artists. Every year, we're inundated with projects and visions, and this year we selected from a cohort of over 361 applications from around the world. This is a rare opportunity for emergent companies to have accelerated growth, profile, and nurturing as we commission and produce their brand new work, and offer all of the resources of the Biennale to support that creation, including essential mentoring. The winners for 2025 are choreographers Philippe Kratz and Pablo Girolami with the New Ballet of Tuscany, and the duo Buttafuoco, Courtney Garrett and Jacob Samuel. In a thrilling new chapter for Florence-based Nuovo Balletto di Toscana, one of Italy's oldest contemporary dance companies, Biennale Danza 25 will commission and host the relaunch and new direction of this esteemed entity. Choreographer Philippe Kratz, the new artistic director, will present his first full-length program after a one-year hiatus, co-created with fellow choreographer Girolami. The works draw inspiration from the 1950s theatre of the absurd, influenced by writers such as Sartre, Genet, and Beckett. This existential reflection on a doomed entity choosing happiness informs the two independent but interconnected works, exploring the dizzying absurdity of life, along with the power of personal choice and resilience. Buttafuoco choreograph, direct, score, and conceptualize spectacular original works. They layer, contrast, and move between dance theatre, performance, and live music to construct unforgettable sequences of images in movement. A Good Man Is Hard to Find, their new Biennale commission, is a momentous mix of music, cinematic imagery, songs, and stories that explore institutional exploitation. How can we exist and touch humanity in a world such as this, filled with consumerism, race riots, worldwide governmental oppression, war, and financial cuts? Technology has always been a big strand in the program that we've been working on, whether that be artists working in AI, virtual reality, augmented reality, extended reality, and immersive systems. And this year we have several projects that highlight this burgeoning expansion of artistic practice. United is the latest work in the canon of Australian powerhouse company Chunky Move and artistic director Anthony Hamilton's speculative future performances. Exploring machine mysticism and the persistence of spirituality in a post-industrial digital era, United transforms 6 extraordinary dancers into post-human cyborgs, the centaurs of a mythological era. Armed with robotic exoskeletons, artificial muscle that multiplies its power, agility, and speed thanks to the most advanced animatronics, the dancers move to techno sounds infused with gamelan and inspired by the Javanese trance and the Indonesian duo Gabamondis Operandi. United, bringing to the stage a universe that is both barbaric and science fiction, like an archaeology of the future. Corsia has quickly established itself on the international scene by carving a unique path. Their innovative work lies in the synergy of aesthetic, dramaturgical, and technological elements, which together bring interdisciplinary performances to life. Drawing inspiration from various fields, including painting, cinema, fashion, technology, design, music, literature, and philosophy, Simulacro produces us and introduces us to a fresh and authentic new form of narration. French performance artist, acrobat, and director Johan Bourgeois has long been fascinated by ideas of weightlessness and constantly strives to break down the boundaries between distinct artistic approaches. United by a shared passion for poetry and activism, Bourgeois and Canadian musician Patrick Watson have created a powerfully profound and playful show directing a questioning gaze on our world today. With his Escher-like stage devices, where staircases connect to spinning platforms surrounded by jutting trampolines, folding chairs, and expandable tables, in a play of balance over the abyss, Bourgeois reaches for a suspension point. A journey into Sufi spirituality explores the dense and rhythmic flow of Islamic verses conveyed through the highly refined form of Katak tradition with the Akash Odedra Company. In Songs of the Bulbul represents a nightingale central to a myth of in Sufi culture. With its melodious and unmistakable song, it symbolizes the beauty of the natural world and the divine. In the myth, the nightingale is captured and confined in a cage, which it desperately seeks to escape, finding its lost freedom only through ultimate sacrifice. Choreography Rani Khanum, who has infused Katak with her highly personal style and the wisdom of Sufi texts, directs dancer Akash Odedra in a poignant narrative about the quest for freedom, serving as a metaphor for the fleeting nature of all dance and art. Fueled by a deep fascination with the forces that shape our inner worlds and human experiences, Tanya Cavallo's new solo, a world premiere, transcends fear to access higher realms of creativity, celebrating beauty, joy, and love. Her choreography fuses classical precision with expressive, chaotic movement, mirroring life's unpredictability. This blend captures the complexity of our beauty and shadows, inviting the audience to connect with their deeper emotions and instincts. It creates a space to explore our humanity, embracing both light and dark, and experience the shared energy that unites us all. On the Other Earth is a new post-cinematic choreographic installation inspired by McGregor's latest stage work, Deep Staria. It refracts, evolves, and reimagines the work's conceptual DNA into a startlingly new form of experiencing. Leveraging the interaction paradigms of Geoffrey Shaw's pioneering media art practice, On the Other Earth will take place in Shaw's immersive NVIS installation space, the world's first 360 stereoscopic LED cinematic screen. Its 26 million pixel panoramic imagery is experienced inside an enveloping cylindrical architecture that is 8 meters wide and 4 meters tall, inviting only an intimate interplay of audiences of 25 who experience this digital installation together. In exploring unique visualization and interaction paradigms, On the Other Earth combines dance performance from company Wayne McGregor and the Hong Kong Ballet, choreography, digital imaging, multimodal sensing, AI, audience interactivity, and spatialized sound into a humanly thought-provoking and magical 21st century experience. The Biennale College has been a highlight of all the iterations of Biennale Danza for me, with a program that has evolved and sharpened since its inception. Our ambition to connect our burgeoning young talent with unrivaled learning, training, mentoring, and creative opportunities has been fortified by the excellent teaching and mentoring we've experienced through internationally respected artists like Crystal Pike, William Forsythe, Shea Shin, Saburo Teshigawara, Simone Forti, Christina Caprioli, and many, many others. Each season, we reflect on and revise our offer, working towards a gold standard in dance training in the context of this wonderful international series of Biennale festivals. Again, 16 young dancers from around the world and 2 young choreographers will be resident at Biennale for 3 months, taking classes, workshops, rep, and vitally creating new work. Renowned choreographer Sasha Waltz will present an evening of dance with Biennale College Dancer, showcasing her adaptation of Terry Riley's iconic work In C. Created as a variable dance interpretation of this piece, intentionally designed not to be a fixed stage performance, this is an experimental system of 53 choreographic figures for a structured improvisation with clear rules and laws. In C is a dynamic modular piece that examines the dialogue between dance, music, and space, both digitally and in real life. In a unique site-specific project, The Herds, Biennale College will collaborate on an unprecedented, large-scale public art and climate change initiative as herds of life-size puppet animals invade city centres from Kinshasa to the furthest edge of Norway, fleeting the degradation of their environment due to climate change. Biennale College will encounter the herds in Venice, creating a bespoke choreographic intervention in the city by hip-hop star Antonia Matsena. And continuing our ambition to have the greatest living dance artists in dialogue with collaboration with the Biennale College, and the past guests have been Alessandra Ferri, Carlos Acosta, Tesha Gawara, Shiro Tatakani, Carolyn Carlson, and more, our students will have superstar polymath Twyla Tharp as their guest speaker. In collaborations, Indigo Lewin has been our photographer in residence since 2000, capturing the intimate, prosaic, and transformative moments of each of our Biennale dance editions. Her beguiling and unprecedented images have profiled an exhibition, catalogue, and large-scale formats. To celebrate the remarkable photographic archive documenting the past 4 years, we bid farewell to Lewin in a collaboration with Biennale Archive, where we will create and publish a dance photography book launched during the festival. And additionally, we will show some of these incredible images in stunning photographs in large-scale outside exhibition in Arsenale. Every year, our curated conversation and discussion program allows artists pre- and post-shows and audiences to convene and meet together. We will provide extra opportunities for these encounters in 25, continuing and nurturing our In Conversation mentoring program with the Biennale's new group of young dance journalists and curators. We will provide a solid foundation for their future career paths, as well as excite our audiences with liberating and free-form debate. And finally, each artist performing or presenting work in the Biennale Festival will offer a workshop for a broad range of participants during our festival itself. The workshop program allows a diverse audience of professional and, critically, non-professional dancers to experience live the incredible physical worlds of our Biennale talent. Many of these workshops will be open to the public and actively encourage amateur dancers to participate and enjoy the power of dance in action. We would very much like to thank Rolex for being our main sponsor of Biennale Danza. Through its incredible Perpetual Arts initiative, they have expanded the portfolio of arts across many, many disciplines for a very long time, and we are delighted to be collaborating with you in the dance program. Thank you very much. See you all at Biennale Danza 2025 for Mythmakers. Thank you.
Grazie a Wayne McGregor.
Thank you to Mr. McGregor, the 50th festival will be presented now by Willem Dafoe, and we will see a video, watch a video before that. Thank you.
What was, what is, what could be. Buongiorno, sono felice di essere qui con.
Good morning. I'm very happy to be here with all of you, and it's a great pleasure also for me to meet Caterina and Wayne. We hope we will be able to cooperate and collaborate in the future, to work together. I'm sorry, but I will turn to English now.
When Pietrangelo Buttafuoco proposed to me the position of artistic director of the Biennale Theatre Festival, I was honored, excited, and I accepted immediately. My next thought was, what in particular can I contribute? People may know me as a film actor, but may not know that I've been working in the theater for 50 years. Most notably, 27 years with the Wooster Group, and later with Robert Wilson, Richard Foreman, and Romeo Castellucci. The Wooster Group in New York started out as a group not of trained theater people necessarily, but more a collection of artists from different disciplines that came together to make theater. Those years, working daily, creating pieces, and touring internationally formed me, exposed me to theater works from all around the world that were typically not held hostage by inflexible institutional theater traditions steeped in the play. I decided the program for this year would be personal, and I would try to reflect the uniqueness, power, and essence of what theater is to me. I made a specific decision not to go shopping for work to present, but rather to express what I know. I wanted to present people I worked with, I have admired, or whose work I return to. There are some artists I was educated about organically and I didn't know, but basically, my impulse was to present pieces that express what is powerful in the theater. So I note basically three things: the body, poetry, and ritual. The body, its presence, its intelligence beyond our control. It is the beating heart of the theater. It drives the meeting of the people on stage and the public to create an instantaneous community with a commitment to attention and a possibility to wonder, even in this age of virtual experiences. Poetry. I'm using the word loosely. I mean to recognize the quality of expression that is possible in the theater, beyond narrative, storytelling, or putting literature on its feet. Theater is total. It has all the arts at its disposal, including new technologies. Theater can create a feeling, a sense beyond logic or psychology that goes straight to your heart, challenges your chosen reality, and frees you to imagine what is possible. Ritual. The action and repeated gestures that reflect origins and beliefs, a sense of common belonging that creates connection, an abstract mirror to see ourselves in our community. Ritual is not only the genesis of theater, but also the healing power. I'm excited to bring the work of people I have already worked with, the Worcester Group, Evangelia Randu, Romea Costellucci, and Richard Foreman. Also people I have admired, like Thomas Ostermeyer, Milo Rau, and Bob Holman. Also, theater makers that have had an influence on me indirectly, Thomas Richards and Odin Teatro, or artists newly encountered like Davide Iorici, whose Pinocchio I saw in Naples, and I was moved and engaged from the first moment to the last. We will also be presenting the collective Industria Indipendente, the clown Gardi Hutter, the Istanbul Historical Turkish and Music Ensemble, and the musician Daniela Pez. And finally, we will have emerging artists, Princess Bangura, Anthony Nikolchev, and Yanni Eva Tonis. Also, I will be doing a performance experiment with Italian actress Simonetta Solder in an homage to Richard Foreman, who passed away in January of this year. Beyond the theater pieces, we will have Biennale College for young directors and dramaturgs, talks, and workshops. We will also trace influences on the theater makers today, specifically highlighting the historical Theater Biennale of 1975, directed by Luca Ronconi, that had so many great artists presenting their work. Finalmente vorrei ringraziare il Presidente Pietrangelo Buttafuoco.
I would like to thank the President Pietrangelo Buttafuoco, the Director General Andrea Del Mercato, and the Vice Director Deborah Rossi, Francesca Benvenuti, Flavia Fossa Margutti, and the whole staff and Biennale for their support. And I would like to thank, in particular, two people who have helped me navigate some aspects of this Biennale that were new to me, and they relentlessly worked for a very strong program. And these people are Valentina Alferi and Andrea Porcheddu. Thank you very much, and enjoy the day.
Grazie a Willem Dafoe.
Thank you very much to Willem Dafoe. This is the end of the presentation of the programs. We'd like to thank you also, to thanks also those who are following us from home.